All right, folks, get ready to stir up some magic because today we're diving into a realm where the stars meet the cauldron.
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
We're talking about astrology for witches. We've got some excerpts from Astrology for Witches, connecting star signs with magical practices, and let me tell you, this stuff is potent.
I've always been fascinated by how astrology can add another dimension to magical practice.
Right. It's like having a cosmic cheat sheet for tapping into your personal power. So, whether you're a seasoned witch or just curious about the zodiac, I think you're going to love this deep dive.
Well, I'm definitely ready to learn. What I find really interesting about this source is how it emphasizes that aligning your magic with astrology isn't just about, picking the right crystals based on your sun sign.
It's deeper than that, right?
Yeah, it's about understanding your core energetic signature, like what makes you tick on a magical level, and astrology can really illuminate that.
Okay, I'm hooked. So, are we ready to explore how different zodiac signs approach magic? Let's start with those fiery trailblazers. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What's the connection between their fiery nature and their magical mojo?
Well, it's more than just a surface level thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fire signs are known for their bold, energetic nature,
Yeah, they definitely bring the heat.
and that translates into a natural affinity for magic that involves willpower, transformation, direct action.
Like no messing around.
Exactly. Think candle magic, where they can literally focus their intention into a flame and watch it burn.
That makes so much sense. Their energy is already aligned with that kind of powerful, transformative magic. The source also mentions fire scrying as a technique that resonates with fire signs. Any thoughts on why that might be?
Well, scrying, especially with fire, requires a certain fearlessness, a willingness to face the unknown and interpret the messages hidden within the flames.
I can see that. It's like they can stare right into the heart of the fire and not even flinch.
Exactly. And that boldness, that willingness to confront the unknown is definitely a fire sign trait.
Okay, but even with all that fiery power, are there any potential pitfalls that fire signs might want to watch out for?
Oh, for sure. One thing the source points out is their tendency to rush into things.
Oh, yeah, sometimes that enthusiasm can get ahead of them.
Right. They might neglect proper preparation or grounding before spell work. Their passion is amazing, but sometimes that intensity can lead to burnout or a lack of follow-through.
It's like they light the candle with so much passion, but then forget to tend the flame. Good point. So it's a reminder that even the most powerful energy needs to be balanced and focused. Okay, let's shift gears now and talk about those grounded earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the source describes them as the practical witches. What makes their approach to magic so unique?
Well, earth signs are all about working with the tangible, the material world. They have this incredibly strong connection to nature,
Oh yeah, they're definitely the nature lovers of the zodiac.
which draws them to practices like herbalism, crystal grids, even what's often called kitchen witchcraft, where they infuse everyday activities with magic.
I love that. Kitchen witchcraft, it just sounds so earthy. But what about their magical strengths? What sets them apart from the other elements?
Their strength lies in their grounded nature, their patience, and their incredible ability to manifest things in the physical world.
When a Taurus sets their mind to something, watch out.
Exactly. And Virgos, with their meticulous attention to detail, they're masters at crafting intricate spells and rituals.
It's like they're the master gardeners of the zodiac, carefully tending to their intentions and watching them grow.
Such a great analogy.
The source specifically mentions money spells and rituals for abundance as things that really resonate with earth signs. Why would that be?
Well, earth signs are associated with prosperity and material wealth.
It's like they just get the energy of abundance.
Right. They understand that energy on a fundamental level. Plus, their methodical approach, it makes them less likely to rush the process, which is often crucial when you're working with manifestation magic.
That makes total sense. But even with all that grounded energy, do earth signs ever face challenges in their magical practice?
Of course. The source mentions that their biggest hurdle can be flexibility and a resistance to change. They like things to be stable and predictable, which can sometimes clash with the unpredictable nature of magic.
It's like they've planted their seeds in perfectly straight rows, and then the wind comes along and scatters them everywhere.
Huh. That's a perfect way to put it.
So how can they work with that? How can they embrace a little more of that go-with-the-flow energy?
It's all about finding a balance, between structure and flexibility. They might benefit from incorporating practices like divination into their routine, just to get a sense of the bigger picture. and be more adaptable to unforeseen changes.
It's like checking the weather forecast before you head out to the garden.
Exactly. Okay, ready for a change of pace. Let's move on to our air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius.
Oh, yeah. Bring on the mental magic.
These are the intellectuals of the zodiac, always buzzing with ideas and information.
So how does that translate into their magical style?
Well, air signs are all about communication, information, connecting to those higher realms of knowledge. So their magic tends to be more cerebral.
Instead of grounding their energy like earth signs, they're almost sending it out into the ether, right?
Exactly. They're tapping into those unseen currents of information, inspiration, and possibility.
I love that. It's like they have this magical antenna that picks up on all those subtle whispers of knowledge.
Right. And their strength lies in their adaptability, their quick wit, and their ability to see patterns and connections that others might miss.
The source also mentions that they have a natural affinity for divination. What makes them so good at it?
Well, divination tools like tarot, pendulums, or even automatic writing, they all rely on accessing intuition and interpreting symbolic language.
It's like they're decoding the messages of the universe.
Exactly. And that plays right into the air sign's strengths. Their ability to analyze, synthesize, translate complex information into something understandable.
It's like they're the translators of the zodiac deciphering the language of the universe for the rest of us.
I like that. Very poetic.
But even with all that intellectual prowess, are there any challenges they might face in their magical practice?
Oh, for sure. And interestingly, their biggest challenge often stems from their greatest strength, their minds.
Too much thinking, not enough feeling.
It can be. They can get caught in overthinking, second-guessing themselves, or getting lost in mental labyrinths. And all that mental chatter can sometimes block their intuitive flow.
It's like their minds are so full of possibilities that it's hard to focus on one clear path.
Precisely. So they might benefit from incorporating grounding practices like meditation or breath work into their magical routine, just to quiet that mental noise.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like they need to create some space for the magic to flow through.
Exactly. All right, ready to dive into the depths?
Bring on the watery wisdom.
It's time to explore the realm of the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces.
The source calls them the mystical witches. What makes their approach to magic so unique?
Well, water signs are all about emotions, intuition, the unseen realms. They're deeply connected to those subtle energies.
They're definitely the feelers of the zodiac.
Right. Their magic is deeply personal, flowing from their hearts, often tied to the lunar cycles.
So we're talking about moon magic, dream work, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're also drawn to practices like scrying, using tools like mirrors or water to peer into the mysteries of the subconscious.
Because for them, the magic is in those hidden depths, right?
Yes. They have this incredible ability to connect with the unseen, the hidden depths of the human psyche, the spiritual realms, and the source also mentions their talent for emotional healing, which makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's like they just get emotions on such a deep level.
Right, because they understand the power of emotions firsthand. They feel things deeply and intuitively grasp the nuances of human experience, which makes them incredibly empathetic and gifted healers.
That's beautiful. But with all that emotional depth, are there any challenges water signs might encounter in their practice?
Of course. And the source points out the importance of boundaries and self-care for water signs.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's easy to get swept away by all those feelings.
Exactly. Because they're so sensitive and easily absorb the energies around them, they can be prone to emotional overwhelm or even taking on the burdens of others.
It's like their empathy is a double-edged sword, powerful but potentially draining.
Right. So it's all about finding that balance between openness and protection, learning to harness their gifts without getting swept away by the emotional currents.
Okay, so we've taken this whirlwind tour of the zodiac, explored how each element's energy influences magical practice. But even though we've been talking about these elemental tendencies, it's not about fitting everyone into a neat little box, right?
Absolutely. It's important to remember that astrology is nuanced. And while the elements provide a great framework for understanding, each individual's birth chart is a complex tapestry of influences.
It's like everyone has their own unique magical recipe.
Right. You might be a fire sign with strong earth placements, or a water sign with a prominent air influence. And these complexities add so much depth and richness to your magical signature.
So it's not about limiting yourself to a set of predetermined rules, but rather using this knowledge as a starting point, a jumping off point for self-discovery.
Exactly.
Like maybe that fire sign who struggles with follow-through could learn from the earth sign's grounded approach.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your strengths,
Mhm.
understanding your potential challenges, and then using that knowledge to create a magical practice that feels authentic and aligned with your individual energy.
That's what I love about this whole approach. It's not just about being a fire sign witch or an earth sign witch. It's about being you in all your cosmic glory.
I love that.
And speaking of cosmic influences, we can't forget about those powerful energies of the moon and planets, right?
Oh, absolutely. The moon and planets are like our cosmic dance partners, guiding us with their rhythms and cycles.
Ready to dive into that lunar magic.
Let's do it.
All right, cosmic adventurers, welcome back to our exploration of astrology for witches.
We're ready to stir up some more magic.
I don't know about you, but I'm already buzzing with all this astromagical knowledge we've uncovered.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how these ancient systems weave together.
But now I'm itching to get practical.
Let's get down to business.
How can we actually APPLY all this wisdom to our lives, to our spell work?
That's the million-dollar question. Let's imagine you're a fire sign, bursting with creative energy and ready to manifest your dreams.
Okay, fire signs, listen up. This is for you.
How can you use your astrological strengths to really supercharge your spell work?
Give me the fire sign secrets. I'm all ears.
Remember, fire signs are all about action, passion. Their energy is bold and direct, so a candle magic ritual for manifestation would be incredibly potent for them.
Oh, I love candle magic. So simple, yet so powerful.
Right. You might choose a candle color that aligns with your desire, maybe green for abundance or pink for love, something like that.
And then you carve symbols or words representing your goal onto the wax.
Exactly. That physical act of inscribing your intention is so powerful for fire signs.
It's like they're literally pouring their desire into the candle.
Right. And as the candle burns, they can visualize that desire coming true, almost like they're feeding the flame with their intention.
So powerful, I can feel the heat already. What about adding herbs to the mix?
Herbs are always a great addition. To enhance the spell further, you could incorporate herbs associated with fire and your intention. Things like cinnamon for passion and success, or ginger for a boost of energy and willpower.
It's like creating a custom magical blend tailored to their fiery energy.
Precisely. The key is to really embrace that passionate, fiery energy. Don't be afraid to get a little dramatic.
I love it. It's like a fiery performance, a declaration of your intention to the universe. All right, let's move on to our grounded earth signs. How can they leverage their practicality for magical results?
Well, earth signs thrive on working with tangible materials and connecting with the natural world. So let's say you want to attract more abundance into your life.
Who doesn't want a little more abundance?
A money spell using a green aventurine crystal, known for its prosperity-boosting properties, would be right up their alley.
Green aventurine, it's such a beautiful stone and it just feels so abundant.
Right. They could create a crystal grid in their garden, surrounded with herbs like basil and chamomile, maybe add a few coins for good measure.
It's like they're building a little haven of prosperity.
Exactly. The key for earth signs is to stay grounded, focused, and patient.
Their magic works best when it's aligned with the natural rhythms of the earth.
You got it. Unfolding slowly and steadily, like a seed sprouting from the ground.
They're not just asking for abundance, they're creating the fertile ground for it to grow. Okay, now I'm curious about our airy friends. How might an air sign approach spell work for clearer communication? Maybe to resolve a misunderstanding or to just express themselves more effectively.
Well, air signs, they thrive on mental clarity and connecting to those higher realms of information.
It's all about the mind with those air signs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Their strength lies in their intellect, their ability to articulate their thoughts, and their openness to new ideas. So for them, a spell involving written affirmations or incantations could work wonders.
I can see that. Putting those thoughts into words, giving them power.
Exactly. They might also want to incorporate an herb like lavender, known for its calming and communication-enhancing properties.
Lavender, it's so soothing and peaceful.
Right. They could write down their desired outcome on a piece of paper, maybe clear communication, mutual understanding, something like that, imbue it with their intention, and then release it to the wind.
It's like they're sending a message to the universe, carried on the breeze.
Exactly. Or they could use divination tools like tarot cards to gain insight into the situation and guide their communication. Remember, air signs are all about harnessing the power of thought and information. So anything that involves mental focus and clarity will resonate with their energy.
It's like they're tapping into that universal library of knowledge. All right, last but not least, we have our deep feeling water signs. How can they harness their emotional energy for magical healing?
Water signs are naturally attuned to the lunar cycles, the ebb and flow of emotions.
They're the ones who really feel things deeply.
Exactly. So, a ritual performed during the full moon, incorporating moon water charged with healing energy, could be incredibly powerful for them.
Moon water, it sounds so mystical and magical. How do you even make moon water?
It's actually quite simple. You leave a bowl of water out under the full moon, allowing it to absorb the lunar energy.
I can already feel its calming energy.
You can add rose petals to the water as well for their association with love, compassion, and emotional healing.
It's like creating a potion of pure love and healing.
And then imagine soaking in a warm bath infused with this moon water and rose petals, setting a clear intention for emotional healing.
Oh, that sounds heavenly. Just what I need after a long day.
Right. They could even visualize their emotional wounds being cleansed by the moonlight, releasing any burdens into the water.
It's like they're allowing the water and the moon to wash away any pain or negativity.
You got it. The key for water signs is to tap into their intuition, to allow their emotions to guide their magic, and to create a space of deep, nurturing healing.
I'm feeling more relaxed already just thinking about it. Okay, so we've explored some specific spells and rituals for each element. But what about those lunar and planetary influences we talked about earlier? How can we integrate those into our spell work, regardless of our sun sign?
That's where timing comes in. It's like scheduling a magical meeting with the cosmos, choosing the most opportune moment to amplify your intentions.
So we're not just casting spells, we're becoming cosmic strategists.
I like that. For example, if you're working a spell for new beginnings, aligning it with the new moon can supercharge its power.
Because the new moon is all about fresh starts and setting intentions.
Exactly. And if you want to boost a spell for love or beauty, perform it during a Venus transit or on a Friday, which is ruled by Venus.
It's like we're consulting the cosmic calendar, finding those windows of opportunity where the energies align perfectly with our intentions.
Precisely. And that's the beauty of combining astrology and witchcraft. We're working with a natural flow of energy, tapping into those cosmic currents for a more potent outcome.
It's not just about casting spells, it's about understanding the subtle energies at play and working with them to create the changes we desire.
Absolutely.
Okay, fellow magic makers, we're back for the final act of our astro-magical journey.
It's been quite the adventure.
I'm feeling so inspired by all the practical tips and cosmic wisdom we've uncovered.
It's amazing how much we can learn when we start to connect those dots between the stars and ourselves.
Right. It's like we've been given a glimpse behind the curtain of the universe. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I have one big question.
Go for it.
What's the takeaway for our listener? What's the big aha moment we want them to walk away with?
I think the biggest takeaway is the realization that we're not just individuals living separate lives. We're all interconnected, part of this vast, intricate web of energy that flows throughout the cosmos. And systems like astrology and witchcraft, well, they offer us tools to tap into that web, to understand our place within it.
It's like we're all connected by these invisible threads of cosmic energy.
Exactly. And recognizing those connections can be so empowering. It allows us to move through life with more awareness, more purpose, and a deeper sense of belonging.
So it's not just about casting spells or knowing your sun sign. It's about understanding that we're all part of something much bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely. And that understanding can really shift our perspective, how we see ourselves, how we interact with the world. It can even influence how we approach our spiritual practices.
Okay, I'm definitely feeling that sense of cosmic connection. But let's bring it back down to earth for a moment. How can someone who's not a practicing witch, someone who's maybe just dipping their toes into the world of spirituality, how can they benefit from this knowledge?
That's a great question. And, it highlights a really important point. Even if you don't identify as a witch, understanding your astrological blueprint can offer so much insight into your personality, your strengths and weaknesses, even your relationships.
So it's like having this cosmic user manual for yourself.
Exactly. You start to see those patterns in your life, those recurring themes, and it all makes a lot more sense.
Like those little quirks and tendencies that might have puzzled you before suddenly have an explanation.
Right. For instance, let's say you've always struggled with setting boundaries. You tend to feel overwhelmed by the needs of others. If you look at your birth chart and discover you have a lot of water sign energy, well, that can give you a deeper understanding of why you might be so empathetic and sensitive to the emotions of those around you.
It's like, oh, that's why I do that.
Exactly. And it's not about blaming it on your zodiac sign. It's about self-awareness. It's about using that knowledge to navigate your life more effectively.
So recognizing both the challenges and the gifts that come with your unique cosmic blueprint.
Exactly. That same water sign sensitivity that might make boundaries difficult can also be a source of incredible strength. It might mean you're a natural healer or a super compassionate friend, someone who connects with others on a really deep level.
It's about understanding yourself on a whole new level.
Right. And then you can make more conscious choices, lean into your strengths, and find healthy ways to work with those challenges.
So instead of feeling limited by our astrological influences, we can actually use them to empower ourselves.
Absolutely. It's about embracing your unique cosmic signature and using it to navigate life with, I don't know, maybe a little more grace, a little more purpose.
I love that. We're not just passengers on this cosmic journey, we're co-creators.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole exploration so exciting. There's always more to discover, more to learn, and more ways to weave that magic into our everyday lives.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to bring this deep dive to a close.
It's been a pleasure exploring these cosmic mysteries with you.
Likewise. And to all of our listeners out there, whether you're seasoned witches, curious cosmic explorers, or just starting to dip your toes into the world of astrology and magic, we encourage you to keep that sense of wonder alive. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep trusting your intuition.
And remember, the cosmos is a vast and mysterious place. And the more we learn, the more magical life becomes. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.